I spent 100 days in a Minecraft world full of dragons, and it's my goal to find, tame, and train as many as I can to build a massive dragon sanctuary. My task is to collect every variant of every dragon from the Wyrmroost mod, including the ultra-elusive golden glider, and find a place to call home while I'm at it. From the tallest peaks to the darkest caves, our journey will take us all across the world, but we'll have to be cautious, for danger lurks in the far reaches of the land, and an even greater peril lies beyond the gateway to the end. Our challenge opened with a promising spawn in the Jacaranda Forest, which is one of the only places that dragonfruit drakes can appear. And while we certainly weren't ready to take one on without any equipment, there were in fact some nearby as we headed into the plains. It wasn't long after that before we also stumbled on a pair of Savannah overworld drakes, which were standing near a small ruin that gave us the materials we needed to craft our first basic tools. We hunted some cows for food and leather, which would be an invaluable resource for crafting backpacks and a bedroll, and stumbled upon the remains of a previous adventurer whose story hadn't ended so happily. These skeletons could sometimes come with valuable resources though, so especially in the early game they were going to be well worth investigating. We killed a few more cows before spotting the skyline of a village coming into view over the horizon. It turned out this place was called Wyrmroost, and we'd arrived just in time to be able to spend the night. As day 2 dawned, we explored the village for some supplies, and even found some cobwebs in the scribe's house. Until we started encountering spiders more regularly, string was going to be hard to come by, and since it's needed for a lot of the backpack recipes, we needed every piece we could get our hands on. Since I didn't know how long we were going to be staying in the area, I didn't want to kill off all the cows, but after replenishing the population a bit, we did hunt a few more, which finally gave us enough leather to make our first backpack. And just in the nick of time too, because the inventory situation was starting to get out of hand. We also made a very lucky find at a ruined nether portal in the form of a golden mending sword. While the sword itself wouldn't be of much use to us, we'd be able to extract the enchantment from it later using a disenchanting table. We were still badly in need of resources, so I started a mine a little ways away from Wyrmroost, mining down into the caves and fending off zombies as day 3 began. It was here that we'd face our first true challenge, as I'd spotted a fortress of the undead on my minimap and started mining toward it. It wasn't exactly a challenge I was convinced we were prepared for, but this early in the run, the loot it contained would be an invaluable boon. Okay, that's one spawner down. This guy might come after me, but what I'm gonna try to do is just block myself in. And hopefully... Oh, they're gonna start a fight with each other. Perfect. Alright. There is not even a chest in this room. That's fantastic. Alright, I'm gonna run away. Gonna run back in here. I am not being brave about this, but I am hopefully being smart about this. Sometimes those things are not one and the same. I like this side a lot less because it is way more exposed. But yeah, okay, mending book. This is 100% worth it if we can make it out of here alive. Things have been going smoothly so far, but as I returned from stashing some of the loot I'd found, I was greeted with an ominous sound. Oh, heck no. That inexplicable music signified the presence of a mob that was equipped with a backpack, and backpack mobs were significantly stronger and faster than their ordinary counterparts. I knew I was in no way equipped to handle a fight with one, so as day 4 dawned, I decided my best bet was to head to the surface and wait for it to despawn. Once the coast was clear, it was time to head back down into the mines and get back to looting. There we go. Okay, this is more what I was hoping for. It actually hasn't been giving me too much gear, but supplies are good. Supplies are very, very good. Should also see what's out here. Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, this is more what I was looking for. Crud, 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 crud. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. Okay, we should be fine. I saw my life flash before my eyes. I just could imagine going straight in that lava. I'm a little bit better able to equip with them shooting at least, because now I have some pants. But that got a little dicey. Hello. How about no, sir? Alright, oh, I really should not be down here. Alright, we do not want to be getting killed here. Let's maybe not. Since I didn't want to become a human pincushion and had found a little bit of iron, I figured this was as good a time as any to make a shield. I have realized a shield is going to be insanely helpful for this, and I've also stepped back for a second to let them clear. So what I'm going to attempt to do here is rush in, and we're going to try to torch spam the place. We gotta be kind of careful, but I think that's holy skeletons. So I think that's gonna hopefully help. Gonna get an arrow to the back for sure if we're not careful, but they might start shooting each other. Good gosh, all right. Wanna get out of here. They're fighting each other, I think. Yeah, that might actually give us some opportunities here. Actually, the fact that they've been fighting each other so much has really been helpful. And I think we mostly... Eck. Whoa. Ah, I gotta be careful here. That's maybe not. I'm gonna get shot off one of these times if I'm not careful. Ouch! I think we have most of the torches, or most of the spawners torched up though, so that's very helpful. Let's just break these. You could make a farm out of these, but it's 100 days. Am I really gonna get to do that? Am I gonna get to eat my words? We will see. But I don't think I'm gonna have the chance to come back here and make anything spectacular with this. Oh, perfect. All right. That is exactly what I wanted to hear. I've been waiting for this little fella to show up. A goblin trader was an excellent find, since some of their trades can be used to double ores or even obtain enchantments that are ordinarily impossible to get. Oh yeah, we're gonna be swimming in the iron now. And we got some diamonds. That is exactly what we want to see here. Perfect, perfect. All right. I was really worried this was going to end up being a bust, but I really would not say that it was. This has been very worthwhile. Man, this place is insane. Like, don't get me wrong, this is extremely cool, but also, hey, that's a lot of lava. But I also am seeing that there's some gems down here. There may even be more over there. But there's at least a few of them that might be worth going to get. Having caught sight of further treasures beyond, we started day 5 by venturing deeper into the lava cave in search of more resources. Nice thing is this guy's got a platinum trade too, which is going to serve us very well. We may actually be able to make some more armor now. In fact, I might actually stop to do that. Platinum was going to be one of our most valuable resources, as it was easy to find but a little stronger and more durable than iron, and unless we managed to find a substantial quantity of diamonds, it just might be the strongest thing we had access to. Well now, this is always a welcome surprise. Oh. After gathering a few last resources, it was time to organize our haul and head out again, and we headed back to Wyrmroost to spend the night. As day 6 dawned, it was time to hit the road again, and we quickly stumbled upon a slight skeleton surprise. But that skeleton would turn out to be far from our most unexpected find. We are on day 6. What is this run? What is this run? What the heck? Even though we couldn't tame it yet, finding an albino overworld drake this early on was huge because it meant we knew exactly where to go when the time came. For now, though, we had other concerns, so we spent the rest of the day hunting for enough leather to make a bedroll so we could sleep the night. We started day 7 by raiding another small ruin and tamed a few wolves for companionship and protection. We also stumbled on a mine shaft and ventured inside briefly to grab some string so that we could upgrade our backpack. Continuing on our way, it wasn't too long before I was joined by a visitor. Hi, Luna. Are you helping? Are you helping? Baby girl, I need to be able to use my mouse. Hi. Oh, hello. I'm gonna walk into a ravine and die because I can't see where I'm going. With Luna's help, I hunted some cows, as well as any dragon fruit drakes that I managed to find. No, 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 we're not going back there. Baby girl, that is my microphone. As evening fell, we gathered some lapis blocks from another small ruin and then took out our bedroll to sleep the night. On day 8, we stumbled on some alpine dragons and then fought some more dragon fruit drakes. Although we wouldn't be able to tame the adults, it was still always worth checking to see if they had any babies with them. I know, Luna. Hi, Luna. Oh, Luna. No, no, no. Luna, I'm in combat. Now is not the time. And this is why I can't play on hardcore, because if I did, my cat would get me killed. As dusk fell, we stumbled on a lesser desert worm, which would have been an easy catch if it hadn't bitten one of the wolves and promptly gotten mauled to death. We did manage to gather some bones from a fire dragon skeleton, though, just before stopping to sleep the night. As day 9 began, we gathered up some more dragon bones before spotting a desert temple in the distance and heading toward it, but this would prove to be a costly choice. I hadn't realized there was a hippogriff so close by when I'd left my wolves sitting outside, but while I was in the depths of the temple, it had decided to go on the attack. By the time I realized what was happening, there wasn't much I could do, and while 2 of my wolves did manage to teleport back to me, the other 2 unfortunately fell to their deaths in the battle. The temple had provided us with valuable loot, including backpacks and our very first saddle, but after making it so far with all 4 of our wolves alive, losing 2 of them now was definitely a blow. I decided to breed our 2 survivors, since having more wolves in general would give us a higher chance of having at least some of them survive, and stumbled on another dragon skeleton which we harvested for bones. We stumbled on what appeared to be a zombie village, but decided to rest the night before exploring any further. But as day 10 dawned, we came face to face with one of the creepiest things I've ever seen in Minecraft. The village wasn't just a zombie village, it was totally empty, with no houses to be seen anywhere. Just some hay bales that we harvested quickly for food before getting the heck out of there. It wasn't long before we entered another desert and found a much more normal looking village, as well as another lesser desert worm, which this time we did capture successfully. This village was called Macred, and it was here that we'd spend the rest of our day exploring and gathering supplies before spending the night and concluding our first 10 days.